What's going on, guys? Sean Applegate here, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Atlanta, 10th Planet Black Belt. So I wanted to start doing a video series for you guys where we talk about like coaching stuff. I just did the most recent season of the PGF, which is like it's a jiu-jitsu tournament for professional grapplers, but this season they enacted like this sort of coaching thing where they had 4 coaches come in, they split all the competitors between the 4 coaches. So it was something like a coaches like competition as well, where like I got to compete as a coach against other coaches with like random guys, and then work my way through and see if my guys could win or whatever. And we were actually able to win. I'm pretty sure with a 2-1 lead in points over the second place team, but needless to say, we blew it out of the water. Anyway, so essentially, I decided that after that, and a lot of people have been asking me for like coaching tips and stuff like that, I'm going to do this segment. We're going to call it the Coach's Corner. I'm going to put it on the 10PA till YouTube for free as a resource to you guys. And hopefully I can give you guys something as a coach or as a student. So the first video I want to do for you guys is on winning mindsets. Okay. And like winning mindsets is a super common thing. All kinds of people talk about winning mindsets or whatever. But here's the thing. There are 2 main winning mindsets that seem to occur in jiu-jitsu. There's the do anything to win, and there's the win no matter what. Okay? Do anything to win would suggest I'll do anything. It doesn't really matter how crazy it is. Like even if it's not against my like moral code or personal code or whatever, I'll do anything to win, right? And then the opposite of that is win no matter what, which means you're going to win how you want to win no matter what happens. No matter what is going on, you're going to win your way, and that's it, okay, no matter what obstacle is in front of you. Now, those 2 may sound pretty similar, and you see both of them at the highest possible level. However, at the lower levels, they make all the difference in the world. If you're a new competitor or you're a new coach and you're trying to like bring up your first group of like, senior students essentially, and they're competing, especially at like the local level, amateur level, one of the things that you guys, I feel like, should take into consideration is what kind of mindset are you instilling in them as they are so new and they're so soft and they're like developing as competitors. Which way are you driving them? Are you driving them to do anything to win? So are you putting them in the Naga beginners division and telling them to stall with 2 points so that they can win a Naga beginners division? Or are you telling them to win no matter what, giving them a goal and saying, look, you need to submit everyone in your division today when you go out there. And if you can't submit everybody in your division today, consider this a loss. And then we're coming back and we're doing it again. That makes such a huge impact on guys early on, because early on, that skill deficit is so big. So, like, if a guy's just barely eking by in Naga beginner, then if you put him in Naga intermediate, he may just sink. He may not be able to win by 2 at Naga Intermediate. And then by the time he gets to Expert, like, man, he's just getting crushed. You know what I'm saying? If you put them on the winning no matter what mindset and you say, hey, you have to submit everyone, then in order for them to win even that beginner division, they have to develop a skill set where there's a deficit between them and their opponent. So they're actually tapping everyone. And what I find most is that when I do that, the progression rate is so high. We end up with a lot of lower belts that are tapping upper belts. We usually don't have anyone that really wants to be a competitor spend time at the local amateur level for more than a year. You know what I mean? Within a year, they're crushing the expert division. They're tapping guys above their rank and experience, and they move on. The reason for that is because when they win a beginner's division, unless they submitted everybody, they're not going to intermediate. They're going back until they submit everybody, and then they bump up. You know what I mean? And that mindset, that win no matter what mindset, allows them to continue to scale up. So instead of like, all right, cool, now it's time for you to do some pro stuff. You're winning expert division at all the local tournaments. Time for you to go pro and do some like entry level pro stuff. We'll get some super fights and some brackets going. When they go into that, they're going into that to tap everybody. So they're never going to peak out at that low level. They're going to keep trying to build that skill deficit. They could go and win all their matches in overtime or by points or something, and they're just going to go back and train like madmen to come back and do it again and actually submit everyone. And that's the difference in an early stage between do anything to win and a win no matter what. If my guys were all stalling to get to EBI overtime and just winning on ride time at the low level of pro and EBI rules, then there's no way they'd ever be able to compete in anything big like CJJ or EBI or anything like that, because their game won't scale. Now all of a sudden these guys are tapping them because they haven't developed their skill set enough to hang with these higher level guys. But that's not what we see. I have a brown belt winning CJJ Worlds, beating black belts. You know what I mean? Winning by subs, winning however. It's and that scales up. That same athlete goes to the ADCC trials, and now he's like in the 16 out of 100 and however many people, top 16. You know what I mean? He's winning by submission at the ADCC trials against some really talented people. And so once you get to the highest level, though, then the win no matter what thing can become a factor when it actually matters if you win or lose, right? Like if you're in the ADCC finals, by all means, win no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't really like watching guys win by 2, but to be honest with you, it's the ADCC finals. I can't really fault you for trying to go out there and win. You know what I mean? It's such a huge accomplishment. Same thing with EBI. Same thing with whatever. If a guy stalls to overtime in the finals of EBI, I'm like, all right, man, yeah, do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to get better than that and you want to keep succeeding, you have to do that. And the example I'll give you guys in jiu-jitsu that everyone should be able to relate to is Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan never settled for just winning. He wanted to win by submission in every match. And it didn't always start out as I'm going to submit every single person and I'm going to call my shots. It didn't start that way, but it became that way because he never settled. He never stopped pursuing that, you know? And because he never stopped pursuing that, look at the level that he's reached. While a lot of the other guys got to that level and just said, you know what? Do anything to win. Do anything to win. Run if you have to. Stall if you have to. Get those 2 points and hold if you have to. Do whatever you got to do. Because nobody has this idea of jiu-jitsu that stalling is jiu-jitsu. No one has that idea. You know what I mean? They're just playing a game. Andre Galvao could win every match by 2 points, but Andre Galvao's idea of jiu-jitsu, I'm sure, is not, yeah, man, as long as you can just hold a guy. You know what I mean? I guarantee you the average black belt goes and rolls with Andre Galvao and they get tapped 10 times in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. But what happened is Gordon never settled for that. Gordon never said, you know what, dude, I'll do anything to win. He said, I'm going to win no matter what. No matter what you do. If you run from me, if you stall on me, if you try to win by 2 or whatever you're doing, I'm going to win my way. And I'm going to try to submit everybody. And what that allowed him to do is continue to scale his skill set up even after he got to the highest level. And now after he's been at the highest level for a few years, he looks untouchable simply because he never did that thing. He never settled into that win no matter what. And it became... he never settled into that do anything to win. He was always win no matter what. And so as a coach, as a young coach, or as a student even, who's trying to pursue excellence in the art, which is what we should all be trying to do. We should all be trying to pursue excellence in the art. If we're not, then I'm not really sure what's going on. Your winning mindset in the early stages is so absolutely important that you guys understand that if you peak out now, if you start out and you're an amateur, you're a low-level pro, whatever, and you decide, no, dude, I've got to win. I've got to do anything to win. You know what I mean? I've got to win. If I don't win, that's it. And the only loss you look at is an actual loss, then you're peaking. You're peaking. You're going to wake up one day and you're just not going to be able to compete at the next level. You're going to peak out, and that's how it's going to go. Winning no matter what, totally different mindset. I'm here to submit every single person. I don't care if it's a world-class black belt or a blue belt that somehow got into this invitational. You know what I mean? You're there to win, and you're there to dominate, and that allows you such a larger data set that for failure there that you can examine and you can draw from and you can get better from. And so anyway, that's it for my first one, guys. I just wanted to drop that on you guys. The winning mindset, the difference between doing anything to win and winning no matter what. If you guys enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications on the Tim PATL YouTube page. I'm going to be hopefully dropping these like once a week. Sometimes it's going to be a topic related to a student. Sometimes it's going to be a topic related just directly to a coach. Sometimes it'll be both. But if you guys enjoy this content, please hit me with that. I do appreciate everything that you guys do. Leave in the comments what did you guys think about this. Give me your opinion on which way you think you should go. I appreciate everything, guys. And as usual, we'll see you.